The Solaris gear units are on a high-speed interception course of Shevat. So I pause there. It would be reasonable to believe that their main targets are going to be the 4 gate generators. They are probably planning on finishing us off since Dominia's demolition has weakened the gate output. We have scrambled our interceptor units, but I do not know how they will fare. The people of Shevat are not accustomed to gear tactics. I want to avoid unnecessary sacrifices if at all possible.
Yeah, I know, Doc. We'll go.
We'll sacrifice ourselves.
We're already involved, and we can't just stand by and watch these people die.
Hey. I don't like the idea of working for free, but I don't like the idea of turning tail and running from them even more. Let's do it. It doesn't matter who they are. I'll take them all down in my brigadier.
Yes, we'll do what we can to protect the people here.
For the kingdom and its people!
For the kingdom and its people.
Hey.
Since the day I met you all, there's been nothing but trouble. I'm totally quitting this team. But I've come this far with you all. I guess there's no point in bitching about it.
You're always bitching about it, but
Fair.
it's okay.
But I still don't like you, any of you guys, you bababakas.
What happens?
I will go too. The enemy was able to get him because they let the Yggdrasil in. We can't allow the people of this country to be in danger because of us.
Yeah, right on. Go for it, young ones. We're depending on you. Especially since my life also depends on it, and no intentionals kicking the bucket here.
Shut up, Dad. Could you not say anything?
Dad!
You're
embarrassing me.
Trying to look cool here, Dad.
Alright, I know. I'm just at the 3rd whiskey bottle, don't worry. Why can't you be more nicer? Also, Choo-Choo is here for some reason.
She's going to help. Also, Richard, it's why can't you be nicer?
Going through help? Choo-Choo, what are you doing here?
Oh no, don't tell me.
Actually,
In all the bustle, she somehow tagged along.
No.
Going to kick her out of the platform.
No.
Actually, Faye, I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Theo, don't tell
Hold on,
me.
Drova. What am I gonna do? This isn't a game.
Wink, wink.
It's dangerous, so go back to the Yggdrasil. Okay, Choo-Choo? Be a good girl. Shush.
To be fair, it's... Choo-Choo is not a good girl. I'm in that dangerous age right now.
I don't even want to hear
Backing
that.
away, back away before she humps
Is it a
you.
quota to put that line in every story-heavy video game?
I'm not touching that one for 10-foot pole.
Nice color. Alright. Don't come crying to me when things get out of hand.
Really,
But
Faye?
Pedro, you
I'm
can
pretty
use that
sure you could
10-foot
have tried
pole
to
to whack
resist
them
a
off the
bit
edge.
more.
So they call you Choo-Choo also. Many of your friends live in this city. You wanna go meet them later?
No.
Really? They're all here?
The gang's all here.
Yay! I finally found them. Choo-Choo's friends. They're here.
Choo-Choo's story
Oh,
arc is
God.
complete.
Now let's put everything into it.
What story arc?
Everyone, let Choo give it our best shot. Here is the breakdown of the enemy gear units. As I have explained before, 4 separate units are each headed for the respective generators. As you know, for the information collected in Shevat, we have a good idea of the capabilities and composition of the gear units. However, there is one giant gear that they are holding back that we have no information about.
Undefined giant gear? It can't be.
Allow me to put it on the screen. Beep.
There it is. Libs?
Achtzehn?
Yeah.
Yes,
I was talking to you.
It
I didn't
didn't,
hear
sorry,
you.
this got cut off.
What's with that creepy gear? Do you know anything, Maria?
Then, it's the second gear my father designed.
Gesundheit.
Zeipsen's sister gear. But Achtzehn wasn't completed.
It reads
and of
Pedro,
course,
it's actual German.
other than Zeipsen, father didn't make anymore. You're supposed to burn the plans, and of course Teo gives me the character who speaks the most German-esque dialogue.
I think it's
Why?
hold on. I think it's a bit to represent the number 17 and 18.
Voice. No.
Go ahead, Whimsy. What's the grandpa? Where's the granddaughter? Might as well be the father
Just in
too.
time to test our Achtzehn. I can take you and Shevat all out all at once.
Wait, what?
Hello, little rats. Come on out. Come on, my cute little guinea pigs.
But we had a moment in the underground.
Why that? Why is father?
Calm down, Maria. It doesn't mean that Dr. Nikolai is inside.
But... Voice.
Maria, get a hold of yourself. Voices can easily be manipulated.
Sir, get a hold of yourself.
You intend to lose even before you fight?
But...
Did you not intend to fight for the kingdom and its people?
It's fine. Let us consider our next move.
Well, this is fine.
We must repulse the gear forces and protect the generator.
Trust me,
Chiton is
child,
the
this
best
particular
diplomat.
party is used to shit fathers.
To do that, let us split into 4 teams and intercept it. Well, look, guys, I'm trying to move the conversation forward. The 4 of us will attack independently and defend each generator to the death. The other 2 wait here.
Why?
I'm talking right now. It is dangerous, but we cannot turn back now. If even one generator falls, it is over.
Maria, you wait here.
Please, Maria. Please.
No, not.
Okay, I understand. You all think I'm fucking useless.
Well, you are. Next, as an information, at Generator 1, there are 2
Hold on.
small gears and a complement of Solaris troops. If you do not hit them fast and hard, you will get bogged down in a firefight. At Generator 2, there are 3 white knights. I know about their chronicles. They are very fast and maneuverable. At Generator 3, there is a large gear and a white knight. Be careful, the large gear has some kind of special attack. At Generator 4, there is a large gear and a white knight. Starting to see a pattern here. The large gear seems to power the other gear.
Basically,
So-
for this information, you have to decide which person to actually send. Sorry again. Which person to actually send to each generator. Again, what Cheaton tells you should be fine enough, but it is crucial that you actually, tune up every single gear that you have at this point. You have plenty of money at this point to do that, so you should not be worried about that, about potentially, being out of cash,
Generator
Ellie?
1, Ellie. I will be Generator 2. Generator 3 for Bart. Generator 4 for Rico. Are these assignments okay?
No,
Yes,
that's not
let's so.
Please hurry and get the preparations for the battle in order.
You didn't wait for us to say okay.
Now this is all actually the player is choosing for you. Understood. Those defending the generators should now depart in their gears.
Who the hell is that?
Everyone,
please.
please be
Sorry.
careful.
Remember, Shira, Queen Zephyr actually showcased on screen beforehand.
No, I was referring to...
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Achtzehn will not act immediately again. Now it's about this kind of... It's also surprising enough, it's not an escort mission. It's more of a case of each character gets a solo battle against these foe, starting with Ellie.
I don't have anything against you, but I can't turn back now.
Again, it's more of a case of if your character gets KO'd, you have to restart this particular mission over. But to be fair, it's only 4 battles or so, and if you come prepared well enough, you should be good to go. And in case of Ellie, just spamming arrows can decimate this entire group. But the thing that Cheetah mentioned is that there are these guards who are very fast. They're super fragile, but they're very fast, and their attacks can do a bit of annoying damage. So if you bring a gear that is lower, like say Rico, like he's like Transcension, he will be bogged down and constantly be bombarded by fire. Instead, with Ellie, we have a quick and easy victory without attacking target the entire screen at once. So it's a matter of more positioning more than anything.
Man, these Solaris guards were like, I was once a soldier of Solaris, and then I took an arrow to the knee.
Or if you took an air rod to the face.
The actual gear, the actual small gears can be a bit more annoying because they have a beam attack, but at this point you should be more used to those. So again, for those you can just rely on physical attacks if you want.
In the meantime, a new update Richard Marconi-Wood's health, he can't even do grammar at this point because he just said, "Can't you be even more nicer? I think you mean even nicer."
Haven't
Richard,
we
not
pretty
even
much,
more nicer.
haven't we kind of had at this point a game of spotting all the grammatical errors in this
I'm pretty
game?
sure Richard is about to lose his insanity considering one particular narration towards the end of his part.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's like
forward to that.
That's the thing, Teo. See, that's the extra layer of plot that the Western version has. This exploration of the theme of insanity. You see.
All right, let's get to Generator 2.
Honestly, what happened of this game would be very interesting to see.
Alright, Billy,
I will
that'd be
be-
part of his Patreon. Make that request.
I'm pretty confident eventually somebody will request that because I mean there's only so many he can do before he gets to this one.
The White Knights are fair enough. They actually don't have that much alpha, so if with a good enough targeted X attack, you should be able to one-shot them potentially. I don't remember if Cheetah at this point is powerful enough to do that, but at the very least with the booster, he's fast enough to actually handle all three of them.
Talk to the hand.
And again, this is also a case where I wanted to have a bit more, showcase a couple of party members and not done much in a while, like Bart and Rico,
That
particularly.
explains why you had chose Riku's gear despite its shortcomings.
But again, it's more of a case, you have to remember, when it comes to gear battle, despite the being slow and everything, Rico can still function as a very decent tank right now. So you might as well just, use it. It's not completely garbage, but you cannot use it.
Honestly, though, I don't see that as a talk to the hand thing. I see it more like a alt.
It's more of a martial arts stance, actually.
I know. It's just that
It's
from
just
that
that the way
angle.
that he's positioned, it really does look like he's holding his palm out towards the guy.
Alright, next up, Generator 3 with Bart.
It is
like that guy
interesting
in-
how you can choose not only who goes to a certain generator, but the order
If
of which
I
it's
recall,
active.
okay, I never tried otherwise, but if I recall correctly, it's more of a case that you need to finish all 4 separate generators before progressing with the plot.
It's like that guy in that guy at the check-in, not another teen movie. Freeze, bitch. But you see, Teo, that's the thing. Do you want to know what it's like to go insane? Read the English script of Xenogears. There you go. because you get so much insight into this mind just by reading it. Because it just gets progressively more insane.
I'm actually curious. Oh wait, come on. Who's gonna go first? There's no way a pathetic unit like yours could ever beat the likes of me. I actually do wonder, what would have happened if Richard had eventually just decided, okay, I can't take it anymore, and he had quit? Do you think that
I
Square
guess
would
at
have
that point,
just?
we really should have hired someone else entirely.
Well, I'm wondering.
Honestly, Teo, you're being
Or at that
optimistic.
point, to cancel the localization entirely.
I'm pretty confident that's what would have
They
happened.
have done something like that. Okay, not to this extent, but they had just decided to not do anything for stuff like, say, Bahamut Lagoon or Live Alive for the Super Nintendo. So yes, I can believe.
Well, I have no evidence of this. Nobody has. I think only Richard could give us some kind of. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that would have been what would happen. Like,
Yeah,
so
that's probably
Richard,
the more option.
So which basically means that the entire Xenogears fan base in the West owes their fandom to Richard's efforts, basically.
I can be
Thanks,
confident.
Richard.
I can be confident. If that didn't happen later on, the game might have received a fan translation eventually, as a lot of games, particularly Square, of Square fame tend to have. But still, yes. Again, to me, it's more the case, but I feel it's more at least justifiable to the condition it was handled, considering the literal poor environment that Richard had to work with. I can understand if the poor guy had to typo and commit mistakes all over the place, because it's literally the work of a madman under very stressful conditions.
Just not just stressful, rushed conditions. Because remember, the main reason why there's so many grammatical errors in this story is because he probably had no time to
And again, he had
check
to
for
sleep
typos.
in his office for
Yeah.
months.
That's what I'm saying, Theo. He probably thought, okay, I cannot afford the luxury of checking for typos. I have to just translate, and get this out the door because I have no time to check. I cannot afford that luxury. That's how bad this is.
Considering how he couldn't even have the luxury of seeing his wife and kids at the time. And mind you, this wasn't back in the day where, oh, you could just Zoom call, smartphone, live chat with loved ones. Like, no, you were lucky if you got a phone that worked decently back in the day.
Seriously, if I've ever met Richard, I would like. Can I shake your hand, sir? Because
Anyway,
respect.
this particular gear, Citadel, was relatively fine, but introduces a new type of attack, the gel attack, whatever the hell that means. Again, we will get protection for that as you go on. So, last generator time with Rico.
I do agree with Shui, though, that this is definitely a big testament to, unfortunately, a bit of a recurring issue with Square's higher-ups, in that the Square as a company really tends to like to do overambitious projects, often at pretty much the expense of the people down in the trenches, essentially.
They should have replaced the team.
They really
Not just left the guy practically alone.
They really should have. Get a team of people who are comfortable with the story and just do it. Don't just leave it to the one guy on his own here and there.
That's why I said that previous in a couple. I'll take you all down at once.
Very good, Rico.
But that's what I was saying earlier, Shira. That's what I was saying. Probably what happened was, remember, after this, he didn't quit. He continued to work at Square, which is probably what the Square executives thought when they heard it. Wait, you're actually staying with us even after this? What a
You're
idiot.
crazy, dude.
Mind you,
What a
remember,
fucking idiot. Okay, let's just keep him here. I mean, he will work for. We can do whatever. If this would make him quit, nothing would.
pretty much. Again, Richard was actually afraid that they were going to fire him because Xenogears, well, from what I'm seeing, a good game, for reasons I'm also seeing, did not sell the best, so Richard was afraid that would mean that Square would kind of fire him, which is sadly sometimes a thing with a lot of companies. When a game doesn't sell as well, they just fire the devs behind the game.
Remind me, Terry, if I remember correctly, wasn't Takahashi happy with his work on this game?
Again, I want to save that for the last part.
Sure.
Anyway,
no,
for the minor mentioning, the Avalanche here, this bug gear-esque, has this tendency of either, I think it says either a gel or a beam attack, but also one that reduces your defense. So it's best if you actually keep pummeling him, and Rico is probably the best suited for this because of being a tank for the time being. Go on.
I was saying, so Shiro, which of these two, which of all these gears that we've seen throughout the game so far, which of them is the more nice one, the more nicer one?
Wait, what? Sorry, repeat that?
I'm using Richard's translation logic. Okay, you see all those gears that we've seen, all the mechs, which one to you is the more nicer one? More nicer.
We did
I mean,
it!
the nicer one would be...
All 4 gate generators are... Sorry.
That's all.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Go
No, basically now we're about to have actually the resolution with Achtzehn, so...
Sure.
Okay, it's ready. So the last one is this.
He's just been
What's
hovering there
Achtzehn
this
gonna
whole
do
time.
next?
Menacingly.
Yes.
Shevat's gear forces. Beat it! This is an opponent for you. Yeah, this thing is a ace up his sleeve.
Stop it!
And a gravity gun,
Neat.
which tanks the frame rate big time.
Yeah,
Not so
I
neat.
noticed. Oh, God.
It's gonna mess you up.
That
The
was
alcohol's
rude.
already messed you up,
Why?
dude. Sit down.
Why this?
So you could be test subjects for this guy.
What if we say no?
This is not good.
You think?
Achtzenn's new weapon, the anti-gear Psycho Jammer.
Freaking deer
That's such
won't
a
move.
silly name.
Yeah, you probably should have workshopped that name, my dude.
Pedro, can you take Ellie's lines for it?
Yeah, she isn't responding either. Is this his doing? Then could this be...
The Gears response circuits are acting strange because of a strong shock.
Oh, really?
Don't worry, it's only momentary. I'll take over.
Not much time is enough
Oh,
to
God.
face you from the face of the earth. Humans are an imperfect, foolish life form.
God.
I will show the greatness of a perfect life form. Achtzehn, the combination of human wisdom and the strength of steel.
Crap! At this rate, I can't do anything.
Huh.
That is not what I mean. Maybe Maria could...
Do what?
Achtzehn and its sister Gear Achtzehn. So it's normal there is an anti-jamming shield.
So they can cancel each other out. Listen,
Basically.
Maria. If the other gears become immobile, you and Achtzehn are our only hope. You're full of spirit. You can decide what to do yourself.
More than that, I don't want to say it, but your father is no longer in there.
Stop it! You wouldn't know,
No, he's literally not in there. It's just a pre-recording with his voice.
even though it may be. To me.
I see. Oh well, might as well expect the worst then.
Oh, well, I guess we're doomed then.
I'm sorry.
You should be. You're getting us all killed.
I'm going.
You what?
What are you saying, Choo Choo?
Can you even drive?
So, please let me take along.
You might want to sit for this one, Shiroi.
No problem. The gods will look after us. Let's go.
Why is Choo-Choo
Wait, do they have a
secretly-
transformation?
What?
Choo
Oh, no.
Choo?
Let me guess. Choo-Choo is actually secretly Faye's mother in reality.
Sure, why not? Let's do that.
What?
I would not put it past the game. I would not put it past it
Mario
at this
64.
point.
Then I have several
Wait,
questions
I'm
for Faye.
I'm a bit confused. Is this still a simulation?
No, Choo Choo.
Oh
No.
my god, a 3D model for Choo!
Leave it up, shoo me, Maria. Ah, get it? Leave it up, shoo me.
Hold on.
Was of this astronomically unintellectual looking low-level animal?
What did you just say to me?
This gets better.
Don't you be rude to me. I'm not a low-level animal. I'm Choo-Choo.
Okay.
What is
And,
happening?
Well,
Choo-choo
let's
burnt
get
out
ready,
on
Shoo
God.
Rumble. You bad boy. Get your butt ready. Should be kicked across the other end of the horizon.
How?
I have a rocket.
Wait, what?
Come on, bring out a gun. Bring
Why
out a
she's
gun.
glowing.
Don't flash me!
And Choo Choo grows giant size and starts beating the shit out of
Giga
Achtzehn.
Choo Choo.
man.
I
Gigantamaxing has gone too far.
Because of course Choo-Choos can do that.
the game is
Oh
about
no,
actually
it's a
to
Furby. Run away.
The game is
Oh,
actually about to
God.
throw a sort of an explanation to it, believe it or not.
Let me guess, she was
Complete with
experimenting.
this very more triumphant music. I'll mention more about this later, actually. But
I did it. I did the big shoot transformation.
I get your puns,
Please
Richard, but this is
stop.
getting out of control. And yeah, it's not even a battle that you're supposed to lose or anything. You have to beat the shit out of this guy.
All right, time to kick some ass.
Yes. So, yeah, I don't buy it. This whole Nikolai turning out to be a bad guy when that pretty much contradicts how he was the first time we met him. Yeah, I don't buy
Well,
it.
actually, that's not Old Man Baljova.
Still, though, this is literally our first time
Hold
meeting
on.
him. Oh.
For a low-class, low-level life form, you're pretty good.
I'm not a low life form. I'm Choo Choo. Don't be a bad loser. If you want to apologize, you had better do it while you still can.
This is not how I expected this to
Die, you
go.
pathetic animal!
This pom-pom's gonna kick your ass.
What is a reference to?
Sorry, Dad, what do you mean?
Oh
Like,
god,
there's
that's
a whole
cool.
tiny thing there. It's gigantic.
Ouch, you. That hurt. Well, I'm
Okay.
just.
I don't remember, but I get the idea what you mean, in a sense that it has been used in the past. Again, like I said, while it's doesn't last long, it is a battle that you're still supposed to win. It's not like it's super hard or anything, but hold on.
I see. You're a giant native life form of this planet. You're not a young.
Basically, Joe, but choo-choos are supposed to look like these.
Species name: Dotescu Shopolin. Intellect astronomically low.
Okay, are you just gonna keep calling me stupid at every turn?
They still haven't gone extinct yet. But through genetic engineering, they're supposed to have been minimized in size. Probably one of the survivors have had their limiters removed by the wise men from Shevat.
I love how seriously we're taking this.
Intriguing. You make an excellent guinea pig. I'll use you for many experiments.
Okay.
SCWRM.
Yeah, actually, yeah, this is Dweebs.
Midori?
Yeah, Cheaton's daughter is here.
No, you shouldn't be here. It's dangerous here, so stay in
I know you might be confused,
Owen.
but
your father.
again, that said, these also for
What?
later. Oh, that.
No.
I see the text boxes are still struggling a little bit.
It's not
Yeah.
that scary thing over there.
Oh, that.
Sipesen!
These are basically these bad Choo-Choo manages to actually buy time enough for Maria to make up her mind. So even in story, it wasn't literally just a pointless moment, although absolutely hilarious when you get down to it.
Oh, no. I can understand what they're going for. This is common in these kinds of stories too. No, but that's the thing, Shira. Remember, we have to say it. We have to say it the way this game says it. It's not nicer. It's more nicer. See?
But yeah, so as you can imagine, also Choo-Choo is gonna be basically your next party member after this. And I want to explain more about how she works later. For the time being, we have basically to resolve this with Maria.
Sipesen! I'm sorry. I'm late. Let's go! Solaris's enemy is awaiting.
So from what I understand, this is the first scene we're seeing with her father because.
Yes, they did mention about her father in previously, but again, we have been kind of been building up a bit to this.
I guess it feels weird that we wouldn't even see her father outside the mech. Well, maybe we will after we defeat
Okay,
him.
we're not gonna see him outside of a mech, but we're gonna see what he looks like at least.
That being said, can we take a moment to appreciate that we now have a little girl coming during a giant mech?
We had that
And
already,
mind
didn't we?
you, she's not even piloting from the inside. You will be able to see Maria. Here you go. Maria just standing on top of it, and Perfect Works mentioned that it's.
Sipesen! Is that Maria?
I'll mention later.
It's true that I'm Maria Balthazar.
But I think you're gonna fall from there if you.
But
Hold
you,
on.
who are you?
Of course it's me, Nikolai. Look at this, Maria. The results of my research. This huge, powerful, forever shining body.
Oh.
There will be no aging and death. I was reborn as a new breed.
He merged with it.
I loved my father in those days when he was human. His warm smile. I wanted him to be by my side forever.
But not like this.
Maria, you're my daughter. You know how stupid humans could be. You don't need to perish along with these feeble humans. Now come, Maria. Start a new life with me. We shall begin a new chapter in life. Let's build a bright future together. I'll be by your side and protect you this time for sure. I promise you.
Everyone will be giant robots. You'll be happier that way.
Father.
Fixing giant robots.
Sipesen?
It seems that. Hold on.
Sipesen. What? You dare stand against me? Your creator?
This is Sipesen?
Interesting. I'll take you on. I'll show you how great Nikolai is and the power of the Achtzehn. Come on, Sipesen!
Basically, now you actually have to defeat him with Maria properly using Sipesen. The thing is, okay, like I mentioned, Maria is just standing on top of that, and she will do that for every battle after this.
I guess the idea is that
And
Sibzen
I
has a
will
mind.
defeat you.
I guess the idea is that Sibzen has a mind of its own that she's just in good sync with.
We're about to get to that as well, but also the Perfect Works mentioned specifically that the reason why Marie manages to stand up there is because she actually has magnetic boosts.
I love how even they realized, okay, we gotta explain this somehow. But that being said, wouldn't it be an interesting twist if, while her father merged with Achtzehn, it turns out Sibzen is actually her mother?
Oh my god, is this Evangelion?
Deja, you're like 39 parts too late after I mentioned that in part 0.
That's
and
what
like,
we
imagine
did.
it's mostly just a coincidence more than anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like...
That said, though, yeah, Nikolai kind of went crazy, it seems. Though it's weird that he shows up here now all of a sudden after we mentioned him. Funny how that works, isn't it?
Let me also talk a bit, because Perfect Works also describes a bit the process of creating Chuchu, because it mentioned from Takashi. The design is just like Tanaka-kun, who loves little animals. Again, the art designer. A koala type animal has been ordered, and what you see is what you got. For many, it was a tough one to draw. White and pink color until it was finished, it caused unrest, a real pinch. More than a yellow bird, I really want a choo-choo stuffed animal. Laughs. Again, this is basically that. Again, considering Xenoblade, Choo-choo is basically prototype Riki.
Yeah.
Although, okay, creatures like that, if I recall correctly, were not really, if they're present, I forgot, were not really relevant for Xenosaga. But yeah, they're sort of side-recording. There you go, Dweebs. That's how
I'm
you
going
define
to
looks
release
like.
your graviton cannon from its seal by remote control. Use that to defeat me. Wait, am I giving you pointers?
Father, have you come to your senses? No, I can't do it. The graviton cannon, you yourself is sealed up because of its destructive power. Father, if I use that on you...
Fire! It doesn't matter. I, Nikolai, no longer exist.
Edgeworth?
Before I was brainwashed by Solaris, I implanted a conscience circuit in Achtzehn. This would respond and activate in the presence of Sibzen. My message is coming from there.
You were
Of
close,
course.
Jova, to be very
And during the
pre-recorded.
battle, I transferred all my data from there to Sibzen. I may have lost my body, but my spirit is with Sibzen.
Ah,
With you, Maria. Now and forever.
so he's in two bodies, essentially.
I can't bring myself to do it! Huh? Sibzen, I can't control you. Father, are you doing this? Please don't make him shoot.
Okay, I don't remember if it's actually mentioned, but yes, Jova, there are strong implications that Sibzen contains the soul of Maria's mother,
Interesting.
which would make
Strength
sense
and
for this
blows
battle.
up.
Yeah, a little graviton cannon. Father.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Maria, I will always be with you, now and forever.
Again, honest to God, I know what they were trying to do, but
Okay, I'm sorry. Am I the only one who feels like this happened in way too short an amount of time? Like, we learn about Nikolai, suddenly Nikolai shows up.
again, Jova, I were able to answer to that after the part's over.
True.
Well,
Well,
at
all
least
in
the
all,
base
the mission
won,
was a success, eh, guys?
Everyone
Hi.
wants to get a shawarma.
Well, Jova, all's well that ends well, right?
I guess so.
Dad's dead.
Thank you, everyone.
The
Well, he was a
generator
dick
is
anyway.
repaired, and the gate is developing as usual. And Maria, you did very well. It is very regretful about Dr. Nikolai. Solaris put the doctor through all this. We must defeat them as soon as possible and restore freedom.
Yes.
You are now initiated into
Queen
the Crap
Zephyr.
Dads Club.
We will also fight to bring down Solaris. To begin with, where is Solaris? How do you get there?
And why is Solaris?
Solaris is hidden from human eyes by 3 gates. One of the gates is under the Ethos' HQ, but it is unreachable, even with gears. I don't know where the other 2 are yet. Until we destroy the 3 gates, the path to Solaris will not open. In addition, we received some disturbing news. Ave has invaded Nissan. What the... Shakan?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 25 parts after it's been put on pause, we're reprising now the Bart versus Shakan plot.
An Omnigear, sealed up by Rani Fatima.
Fatima.
Damn, this is no place to hesitate. I'm going to Nissan. We can't let Shakan have his way.
I see. I can't leave Nissan to its fate. Okay, first let's head to Nissan.
Your ship has been equipped with an aerial module. Originally, it was the ship used by Bart's ancestor, Ronnie. Make free use of it.
Yeah,
I have one request. Faye, take Maria along with you.
Do we have to?
This
I
child,
literally
since
just
her
asked
youth,
this.
has
What?
been destined for great things. Until she settles her own fights, she will not be able to move on with her life. And she's kind of annoying, so go, Marie. Find your purpose in life.
I got it. Let's go together, Maria. We're friends from now on. You and Simon too.
We're family.
Yes.
We're
Closer.
family.
Became friends with Maria.
Wait, what?
Dun, 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 dun,
One of the
dun,
sages,
dun.
Gaspar, has returned. Gaspar is the one who taught martial arts to Khan and Wiseman.
There
I'm
you
sure
go.
he will be able to teach you new techniques that will be of help to you on your journey, new gameplay.
I will
guide.
mention these also before it's over.
I've already told Gaspar. Before you leave, you may talk to him.
I got it. Okay, let's go, everyone.
Yay!
I love that bit, by the way, where
Oh no, Pedro, I want to voice this new character, Gaspar.
Welcome back, Gaspar.
Sure.
What about Balthazar and
Don't be
Melchior?
intimidated by his appearance, guys. Go
It's
ahead.
me? No, I haven't seen them ever since.
That's-
That
nose,
nose
though.
is a murder weapon.
Besides, Your Majesty, I came here to watch them so that they do not make the same foolish mistakes again. Your
Oh,
Majesty, the Omnigear, the girl named Allie was nearby and reacted to her.
Just as I thought.
It is a matter, of course. But the girl doesn't intend to ride it, just like her.
Her mother.
She knows it unconsciously, the existence within her.
She was the same as Sophia.
Not.
Sorry, old wounds and
Oh,
all.
I don't mind. I'm not him.
Well then, I'll go take a look at their limiters.
Again, let's read it. For this narration, Pedro, I wanted to read it as Richard.
Okay. Faye and the guys at Gaspar remove a part of the limiter inserted in their genes. Yes, and then Choo Choo and her friends got together, rejoiced over their safety.
Is this supposed to be a comedy bit?
Hold on.
It was natural for them to have a party, and their sweet, dangerous night went on and on.
You do know that a man just died, right?
Just like a victory.
Hold on.
No, let's not. That's a whole other story. I'm translating Xenogears right now.
I know,
Focus.
combined with the choo-choo sound effect, yes, guys, it's exactly as you think. Choo-choo orgy of her victory.
Hey, where are you going, Shevat, without me? Choo-choo will go anywhere, even Shoo at the end of the world with you.
Oh god.
Choo-choo's maidenly pure heart is only for you.
Faye, run
As long
and
as you
never
don't
look
hump my
back.
dog.
Again, mind you, was this supposed to be a tragic scene or a comedy scene, honestly?
Yes.
But let me tell you also, okay, first of all, yes, Nicola, you mentioned about that it went on too fast. And yes, I agree
Right.
with that.
Oh, yeah.
Again, like I mentioned in the previous part, I really wish, we get what they were wanting to do with this scene, with the whole story arc of Maria. But God, it really feels that it's too undercooked and this should have been just reworked all together or scrambled away and give Margie, this kind of role.
I really
Like,
see the problem here. Like, okay, look. Sure, Rico's character arc kind of got cut short, but at least he had a semblance of an arc. With Maria, here's the thing about Maria. As far as I know, that was her arc, and that was told in,
Yeah.
less
I
than
can
an
also
hour.
tell you guys, after this, she's basically just standing there with the party and reacting to stuff as it happens.
Not only that, Maria doesn't even really do the fighting with her mech. If anything, it's her mech that just knows what to do, it seems. So, honestly, I hate to say it, Maria feels like the most pointless party member. Yes, even next to True, who I guess is now a party
True.
member as well.
Yes, she's, again, like I mentioned in the previous parties, she's a bit of a joke character, but mostly in a sense because of how goofy she is. I can assure that she can actually work in combat. Just she has her own entire personal kind of gameplay mechanic, which I will explain when it becomes more relevant. But let me instead tell you something a bit interesting, because it will crop up in the next part. Because of story reasons, Gaspar is now going to remove the limiters of the other characters. We have learned a bit also from the nobility of Shevat, but limiters are something that Solaris has implanted in all surface dwellers, at their bone, to actually limit their capacity in order for them to not become too powerful. So removing them logically makes them more powerful. This in gameplay translates for you to gaining an extra bit of segment, becoming with a number of 7 instead of 6, and gaining entirely new death blow skills that you can learn. And all the characters had limiters in them. But if you remember correctly, what party member is actually not a land dweller and is from Solaris?
Ellie.
Okay, that is correct too. But who else?
Cheetan?
Yes, Cheetan. Cheetan doesn't have limiters. He was just holding back the entire time.
Well, to be fair, didn't we kind of know that because he was apparently a Skylander elite or something?
Yes, but again, you know what this means, guys. Again, Cheetan, power-wise, has been literally holding back this entire time when he could have easily been much more helpful in combat.
Wow, what a jerk.
What an ass. With Ellie, I'm more inclined to understand because she's more about phase age, and being part of a military. So even without a limiter, probably she's at least, not as skilled as her age, might dictate. But Cheetan literally had no excuse, and it's kind of like a plot point, the fact that he had no limiters to begin with. And
I didn't want to make you all worthless next to me, okay?
But trust me, we're far from being done. So
I love how the queen is so completely dismissive of Maria. Where Maria's like, "Oh, please take me with you," and then immediately, completely ignoring what Maria just said, the queen is all like, "By the way, Faye, could you take Maria with you?" Like, it's just like,
Honestly,
okay, did you hear what Maria said?
It feels like even the plot itself kind of doesn't really care about Maria after her plot is more or less done.
Here's the other problem. Here's what could have made this plot resonate stronger. How about make it so that Maria and Choo-Choo have some kind of previous relationship that we see on some basic level? Because usually when we do have these kinds of storylines, usually the one, oh, fine, I'll do it. And, and it's this cute animal that the protagonist likes. But Choo-Choo and Maria didn't really have anything up until this point that we've seen. So Choo-Choo coming in and decided to do this for Maria just kind of comes out of nowhere.
And yet,
and that's why it kind of doesn't really have the effect that Takahashi intended, really.
You want to know what's ironic? Choo-Choo, the actual intended comedy relief, feels like she gets more stuff done than Maria. And as a result, Maria feels more like the comedy relief than the actual comedy relief of the game.
Still, I will also use Maria and Achtzehn and multiple points, in the plot, so at least I will give gameplay-wise some justice to her, as you were able to see in the next parts. Starting with the next one, where, like I mentioned, yes, finally, after 25 parts because of shenanigans that was put on hold, we're finally reprising the plotline of Bart trying to take back his throne. So, see you for the next part.
See ya.
Yeah.